You've decided that you want to be a founder. Great. I mean, why wouldn't you want to be the next Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, or Mark Zuckerberg? We're constantly hearing the amazing stories of how these people turned their ideas into multi-billion-dollar empires. The thing is, what people don't tell you that often is what's on the other side. Turns out 80% of startups fail. That means that for every 10 future founders watching this video, I'm sorry to break it to you, 8 of you, yes, 8 of you will fail. I'm not trying to be a downer here, I'm just giving you the facts. So wait a minute, with these probabilities, who in their right mind would dare to jump into the founder's journey? Turns out, it's all about purpose. Ask yourself, why do you want to start a company? And if the answer is money, please do yourself a favor and go into investment banking or consulting, which, by the way, does not guarantee that you'll be a millionaire, but you'll probably be well off and without the ups and downs of the startup life. Another answer that perhaps not many people say out loud is that they want to be a founder because they associate their own worth with being successful. But I wonder, is that really where our value is? I know that if you had asked me 10 years ago, I would have assured you that wasn't the case for me. And yet now I recognize that one of the biggest motivators I've had in my life was an insatiable need to prove to the world that told me countless times as a boy that I was damaged because I was gay, that I'm not damaged, that I'm strong and capable and can achieve success. And don't get me wrong, that was a hell of a motivator to leave my country, get a job on American television, and even win those shiny trophies that you see in the background. But is that really where my value is? Is a person valuable because of their influence, their power, or their money? I hope not. These days I'm thinking that insatiable need for power, money, or influence is a distraction to achieve true personal and professional fulfillment. So, okay, we have established that your reason to become a founder should not be money or self-worth. Then what? Well, we gotta go back to purpose. Because if you're passionate about solving a problem in the world, if there's something that keeps you up at night, if there's a product or service that you believe might not exist in the world if you, yeah, same you, don't make it, well then the founder's journey is calling you. However, all this talk about purpose sounds great, but let's be real. For some of us, finding that mission is easier said than done. If you're on that boat, maybe this will help you. There's a word in Japanese, ikagai. It's a beautiful concept that means the intersection of 4 major components: what you love, what you're good at, what you can be paid for, and this is key, what the world needs from you. So if you're struggling to find your purpose, ask yourself these 4 questions, and if it helps, let me go through the process myself to show you how it works. For me, I have loved television ever since I was a little boy. It was my escape from a country in war. I grew up and now I'm actually good at producing it. On top of that, I can actually get paid for doing that. So the big question is, what does the world need from me? And for a long time, I thought the world needed me to be an entertainer. And I did that. I traveled the world covering red carpets and visiting movie sets, interviewing A-list actors, and even playing silly games with them. And don't get me wrong, it was great. But I recognize that there's a lot of people already doing that. So what does humanity need from me in this moment in time? Well, what keeps me up at night is how polarized our country is, where people with different opinions constantly yell at each other. I'm convinced now that the answer to this final question is to create a media company that produces TV shows that can make people talk, understand each other, and connect, even if you come from different sides of the political spectrum. So that's my purpose and what I plan to do in the next chapter of my life as a founder. And if you're thinking, this guy is crazy, he just told us 80% of startups fail. Except there's one final secret you should know. Success is only measured by the metrics you yourself define. So instead of only focusing on financial windfall, maybe we should include learning, gaining experience, building a team and connections, and trying to contribute to a pressing problem in our world. If that's the case, even if you don't sell your startup for $22 billion, which is what Facebook paid for WhatsApp in 2014, even if you don't sell for that, my friend, you will have succeeded. So I'm ready for the founder's journey. The big question is, are you?